we could send KB and McDerby out on a better note, but Ryder is tough team, 21-9. I think they're tied for second. Tough night for us.
Give an update on Sam. I was talking about you left there.
Oh, we don't know yet. He's down with Glenn right now.
The three-point shooting, particularly in the first half, over 11. What do you count for that?
We just got off to a bad start. We had some decent looks, just couldn't make them. We've made them the past few games. Just one of those nights tonight where couldn't find the rim. You know, I thought we had some decent looks, and you know, you can't make some shots early on. You get frustrated. They come down. They're a really good offensive team. Tough. We you know, we had to get off to a good start, and we did not.
The rebounding edge, particularly late, there were a lot of possessions. You guys have taken long jump shots, and Korey's the only one down there. He's getting outnumbered 3 and 4, and they're getting the rebounding. What do you tell the guys about that?
No, we got to do a better job of rebounding the ball. I mean, it's not a magic trick. You got to go to glass 3, 4, and 5.
Coach, with the performance in the second half, you guys fought back. Is it one of those games where you can say, like, look, we can play with these guys? Ryder's one of the top teams in the MAC.
Yeah, no, we did. We mentioned that at the end a few minutes ago. You know, we certainly we had some really good moments in the second half. And one of the things that we talked about as a staff with our guys at the end of the game is take notice of what's going on. You know, as you're coaching the game, I'm also looking to watch and learn. Like, you know, why are these guys so much better? You know, and I want these guys to do the same thing. Maybe learn from a veteran and Mike Ringel. Robinson, and hopefully at the end of this game you take something away from those guys and say, you know what, maybe I can add that to my game, whether it's intensity or defense or shot selection or whatever it is. But I thought we did some really good things, but you know, Ryder's good. You know, it's no mistake that they're 21-9.
You mentioned the seniors. Obviously, you know, Korey gets to start. You got a guy like McDerby, a third-year walk-on. And any thought about starting him, maybe getting him in a little bit more than 36 seconds at the end?
No, because today's game is bigger than Pat and KB. You know, we certainly we want those guys to have an opportunity, but we've got 13. You know, we got 11 other kids on the team who you know, committed to completely winning the game. So it's not, we're not doing it just for Pat and Korey. There's 12 other guys who made a commitment to tonight's game.
What sort of things are you guys looking to do to improve down the stretch? You know, you guys get into a 6-point game, and then you commit maybe some tough fouls down over the backs there.
Well, I thought when we cut it to 6, we became passive. I thought the reason why we cut it to 6, we were aggressive attacking the rim and got to the basket. Every time out, we kept talking about going to the basket, put pressure on the defense, put pressure on the officials to make calls, stop the clock, get to the free throw line. We had a possession where Devin got fouled. We talked about, hey, if you can make all 3 and get a stop, we can cut it to single digits, which we did. And then sure enough, we cut it to single digits. We just became very passive and settled for jump shots and completely forgot what got us back in the game.
Korey, towards the end of the game, were you hoping to get the ball down low a few times?
I mean, I was just out there just playing. I mean, we're just trying to win the game. I wasn't too worried about getting the ball.
Korey, I know it's tough to reminisce now, but when you look back at your last 4 years here at Marist, what are you going to remember most?
Remember most? Everybody, just the team. You know, the staff. I mean, everybody. Like just the guys. You know, because we're really close on the court and off the court. You know, and then the fans. I love the fans here. So it's good support from the fans, and my teammates are great. You know, everybody's spotted. Even though we had a bad season last year, but you know, having a tough season this year. I mean, everybody's still together. You know, it's always a positive. There's always a positive feeling in the locker room, which is good.
And again, particularly late tonight, what was the defensive battle on the rebounding boards? You know, it seems like again you were outnumbered, not by any fault of your own, but they're just 2, 3, 4 guys, and you're trying to play through it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they were crashing the glass, and I was just trying to box out. I mean, everybody, like Coach said, we need everybody to go to the glass, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But you know, we were doing our best we could, but they're a good team, like Coach said. So.
Dorvell, it may not feel great right now, but is there a general sense for the guys that you guys are getting there? You know, you're in games now. Is there a general sense of it's getting better?
Yeah, after every game, like when coaches leave, we all talk in the locker room, and like we understand that we're making mistakes, but we also understand if we wasn't making no mistakes that we could play with anybody in the league. Because if you look at it, the first couple of games when we played, we lost Iona by 30. We came back. They came here. We lost. I don't remember how exactly how much we lost by. We played St. Peter's close. Fairfield beat us the first game by like 20. We We played them close by 7. So like we coming together, we can play with anybody in the league. That's how we feel now.
Any other questions?
Dorvell, again, the three-point shooting in the first half. Their coach said, we practiced all week on stopping Marist three-point shooting. Did you notice anything in particular that they did really well to limit the open looks you guys got from 3?
I don't really. They really didn't do nothing. We just wasn't making shots.
Korey, as someone who's graduating and this team is in rebuilding mode and they're hoping to be, a competing team in the next few years, what would you impart to the younger guys? What would you tell them? What was something you'd like to leave them as far as one of the veteran players on the team?
You just got to keep working hard. I mean, I look at myself from my start of my career. I mean, I worked my way up. I got better every year, and that's the key. You just got to get better as an individual, and then you got to be collectively as a team. You just got to build together.
Anything else?
I'll say one more thing before we leave. Anytime you take over a program the way I did with my staff, and there's turnover the way we had turnover, there's always like 1 or 2 seniors that hang around. Korey and DeWan and McDerby, the walk-on, or 3. And then in a year or 2, you finally turn that corner, and you start winning some games. You become very competitive, and the 3 seniors who were first here usually are forgotten. But Korey, DeWan, and McDerby, we really appreciate these guys because obviously the past 2 years have been really, really tough. And we're going to turn that corner. But every team and every program has a guy or 2 who just stuck it out, hung in there, and then when that team takes off, I think the community and the fans tend to forget those guys. We certainly will not forget DeWan, Korey, and McDerby because they really, they hung in there when things were not well, and I think we'll turn that corner. So we got to give KB and DeWan a lot of credit for just hanging in there and helping these young guys figure their way through this journey, college basketball. Cool.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.